Hello, and we're live again. I'm finally back from my vacation. Well, a vacation of sorts. I was kind of working for the 2 weeks. Welcome to the Blackthorn live stream. I'm Francis McCaffrey, and I'm a fifth generation Blackthorn shillelagh stick maker. And if this is your first time joining the stream, then check out our YouTube channel. We have, oh, I think is it the fire brigade are going out? You can hear that in the background. Yeah, you hear the fire department from Kilorglan. You could hear them just going out. And yeah, if you're your first time watching this, I have about over 830 videos on my YouTube channel. I have about 17,000, nearly 18,000 people on Facebook. We have about 7.7 thousand people here on YouTube. So I do have a bit of a following built up now over the years. And I use this live stream to tell people, update what I'm working on, what's coming up as well, and generally just give people a bit of information about me and about my craft and about stick making as well. I am very passionate about Irish heritage products, especially Blackthorn, which is synonymous with Ireland and Irish culture as well. And yeah, I'm quite happy to answer anyone's questions, or if anyone wants to ask me anything. I always make myself available for an hour. So yeah, I've let's see now, Mary. Hello, Mary. I said, hope you enjoyed your vacation. Great to see you back. Well, I called it my vacation, Mary, but like I was flat out. I was working. It was just easier to tell people I was on vacation. But I was working on something else as well. My wife has some businesses that she's doing as well, and I was busy doing that as well, trying to help her. Let's see now. Owen Lucy says, "Hi Francis, hope you're well. Was wondering what finish you use for shillelaghs. Is it the old way with the chimneys, or do you use a stain of some kind? The finish depends on the particular stick. I don't just use one finish on it as well. It depends on the bark and on what I'm trying to accomplish as well. Mostly it's like some kind of gloss finish. Like the final few coats are usually some kind of like really thin layers of gloss to give it a shine as well. No one sticks their thing under the chimneys anymore. That's like a one reference in one book, and But the thing is, like, people did put things up the chimney. There was a space there. There was like a really big in the old cottages in Ireland. There was like a really big kind of area as well, but like heat and things as well isn't the best for finishing it. But yeah, so it just kind of depends on the wood and what you're trying to accomplish. Like there's different things, there's different finishes as well. Sometimes you want a satin finish, sometimes you want a glass finish, sometimes you want to highlight some particular feature of it as well. So you use all different types of things. Hi Tim, looking forward to seeing you soon. Oh yeah, it's what day? It's the 21st, is it? Because I'm off on the 22nd. Wait, let me check again. Because on the Friday, yeah, that weekend, the 22nd to the 25th, I'm busy. But I think you're calling on the 21st to meet me and my dad around 12, isn't it? So actually I must mark that on my calendar here. Yeah, so on the 22nd is the Friday. I'm busy, so we meet on the Thursday. Would be fine to meet me. But yeah, I'll be gone on the 22nd and 23rd. I'm back on the 24th. So I'm going away that weekend. Jeff says, hello from South California. Good to see you again, Francis. Good to see you as well, Jeff. How are things with you? Hope all is well in South California. I don't really know too much about California. It's just the usual kind of stuff that you see in the news and people giving out about the high taxes and homeless and all that. But I don't really understand, like, too much about California as well. But yeah, I know mountain lions are there as well. I see the only thing like people know like from other parts of the world is just what they hear and what they see as well. Like, and it's not a really true understanding. Obviously, there's way more to California than those kind of snippets as well. Yes, Thursday, I'll text you before. And yeah, you're very good. Yeah, I spoke to my dad, and he said he definitely is free to meet you that day, and we can have lunch, call in the shop, or whatever. We can hang out. There's no problem. I think you were calling about 12, which is kind of handy time. Usually I gotta like be by 1:30. I gotta go and collect my son Aaron from school as well. So like between 12 to 2, something like that, or 11:30 to 1:30, something like that should be fine. And yeah, like if anyone is calling to visit me, just kind of call in advance. That no matter how many times I say that, some guys, they just turn up on the doorstep and they're looking for me straight away, and they can be quite a lot of calls. But again, look, this is just me. My dad helps me with straightening sticks. It's like more or less me doing pretty much everything. And my dad was pretty good while I was away on holiday. I would still do up all the address labels and the admin from Thailand when I was there, and I would email him the address labels. He would print them out, and then he would do the packing. I have all the sticks organized into different sections with their numbers. So while I was away on vacation, thank you, Dad, for packing the sticks. So anyone who got sticks over the last 2 weeks, they were packed by my good dad, and so it's pretty good as well that when I do need to go away for a few days and stuff, like he can just do some of the packing on that as well. Steve Kelly said, "Good evening, Francis. Hey, Steve, how are things with you? Hope everything is good." The big news in Ireland is the heat wave. We got 27 degrees Celsius. Well, I don't know what's that in Fahrenheit. So 27 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let's see. Okay, so we reached in Clorgland today. We reached the highs of 80 Fahrenheit for you Americans, 80 Fahrenheit. So yeah, that was pretty warm for Ireland. Like it was so weird because like I came back from Thailand and the temperatures were similar enough here in Ireland. It's probably only going to last a few days. Like I'll see how much wait, check the weather in Clorgland. So Clorgland weather is probably not going to last this heat wave. Yeah. So today it went up to 27 degrees here, and then it says it's going to rain the next 2 or 3 days, but it's going to be warm. Ugh. The forecast is actually rain Saturday, rain Sunday, rain Monday, a bit of sun on Tuesday, rain Wednesday, rain Thursday, and rain Friday. Irish weather, hey! But I think today is like the last hottest day of you'd get in Ireland. Like I'd actually packed away all the fans and my shorts and all like that as well, because in preparation for winter, because like usually in September it's usually like okay and it's not too bad. Then about mid-October to late October the temperature starts to go, and then the cutting season starts. I got to do the cutting season again, and do everything. I always actually dread the cutting season because I've done too many of them as well. And it's just like, I get a bit of cutting anxiety because I always get kind of injured and hurt as well. And my shoulder is recovering as well because I hurt that a bit this year as well. So I had to adapt the way in which I kind of like move and make sticks in different positions as well. So I could kind of like, give time for my shoulder to heal. Yeah, never a dull moment in stick making. Like actually, I probably should do a whole video on injuries that you can get from stick making as well, because like over the past whatever, how many, I'm doing in 2006, so how many years that 2006 to now, I know 16 17 years I've been doing stick making, and over 16 or 17 years, like there's a certain series of injuries that you will get as a stick maker. So if you're doing stick making professionally, especially blackthorn shillelagh stick making, there are like several things that kind of will happen as well. Like it is a pretty active job. Like if you're making a few sticks now and again and just doing a bit is not that much. Emir says pretty warm for Ireland. I've heard Scotland is having the same. Yeah, like we missed it. Like this big heat wave that was all over Europe, it missed Ireland like completely, and it's only in the last week that we got like the tail end of it. Like it's pretty much rained all of July. And like I remember in July I was lighting fires. It was that cold. Like I had to light a fire at home to heat up the house because it was that cold as well. But now it's the opposite. It's so weird. Good evening to you. Good evening to you as well, Zero Fox. Thank you for joining the stream. I'll be getting back to making a lot more content now because I as I said, I have a few other business things on the go that I have to kind of like hire a team, hire the people, give them their salaries, all like this. And but it is kind of good because these other things I'm doing, I don't have to physically be there, and they I just have to like get reports and checking them as well. So it's not too bad. So I have a lot of things to do in the month of September, and it's really like this month of September is a really busy month because you have to get everything ready for the Christmas run as well. You have to you have to kind of estimate your kind of workflow. So this year I think I'm going to be pretty good with my supply of sticks for the Christmas run. unless I get another boom of orders again, which blew me away like in the last few years. Like every time I planned for the winter run, I said, okay, I'm going to sell X amount of sticks. I try to plan it because the last thing I want to be doing is like making sticks in my basement. It's freezing cold, as well as doing all these things. I like to have a nice stock of sticks, so then I can focus on the shipping and logistics side of things, which in November is like flat out, like you're just constantly doing it. Come to visitors here in Arizona. Today is a high of 105 Fahrenheit. Let me convert. Wait. What's that in thing? So 105. So 105 is 40 degrees. Oh my goodness, we would die in Ireland. Like at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, like everyone's melting. Like the school had to put out an alert yesterday. Said, look, it's too hot. Please send your kids in just normal clothes tomorrow, loose fitting, bring suntan lotion. Like the national school in Ireland like sent out a text message while the parents said, look, t-shirt, shorts, it's way too hot. Like, 27 degrees. It's there's in Ireland you have this alert system for extreme weather. Like, it goes from like what is it, red, green to red to, I don't know, orange to red or yellow. So that's it, yellow to orange to red alerts, and we got some one of those warnings of the heat wave and to be careful and stuff like that. But Irish people are not used to the heat at all. Like if you ever like a spot you are, if you ever go to Spain or to Portugal or any Italy or something, and you look at the beach and you see this like bright fluorescent white glow, that's usually probably an Irish person on the beach. And then you see them the next day and they're bright red, and then you see them the next day and they're peeling like an onion. It's funny, like we get sunburned so badly, and then we start to peel. But yeah, let's see. You could have a tear in your rotary cuff. Physical therapy could help unless it's a large tear. I've had 3 tears to repair mine several years ago as well. Rotary cuff injuries are normal in stick making, and by normal I mean they happen because you're using that shoulder quite a lot as well. And as you know, Mary, rotary cuffs they don't repair themselves. You do need to get operations and different things on them as well. So always like you always have to be like doing exercise to strengthen up your shoulders as well. But no matter what you do, you're just going to get things as well. So like rotary cuff injuries is something that, when you get to my level of stick making, doing it professionally and trying, it's pretty much a very physically demanding. And I do a lot of the lion's share of sticks I would actually make myself. My dad just helped with a few. And yeah, it does help as well. But like, yeah, you got to do the surgery and you got to wait like 6 to 10 months and stuff like that. But you kind of like I've had various like different injuries over the years, but you kind of just adapt in different things. You do like you find different positions that work. Like with the rotary cuff, is usually you can move your hands certain ways, and then if you go up to the side and up to the left, it pushes against your bone, and you get like that feeling like throughout. And you can kind of do most things except like reach your hand back or reach your hand up. So like that's kind of annoying for like when you have to go like cutting wood, because you have to use that kind of movements at all. But like with stick making, like moving forward and back and shaping the handles, like those movements are still fine, because like with rotary cuff tears or like different things, like if it's going against your shoulder blade, like there's loads on that as well. But Mary, you understand it all too well. If you had 3 surgeries as well, then you must overuse your shoulder as well. So maybe you're doing some kind of physical activity or using, it happens like with lots of repetitive things. Most guys are going to, like, if they're doing any repetitive action, they're definitely going to hurt it. But yeah, there's plenty of injury. Like most people think stick making is like, very nice and relaxing and different things. But just like any physical activity, it has its fair share of injuries as well. You get eye injuries, you get like, you're using so many muscles all the time as well. Steve says, I got ribs in both rotary cups and they hurt bad. I can't lift arms all the way up. Yeah, I know all that feeling too well, Steve. You do have, I do have as well. And then like, you have to do this like resistance, like you get like a resistant band, and you have to put like, you like say it's like, usually like it's always at the front here that you get it. So like when you go to the side, you have to work like this one here. So you see, like if you press your fingers here and just move back and forth, you can kind of feel it. But like you can kind of strengthen up like all around it by doing those kind of resistant bands. They're the best ways, where you kind of pull and there's like they're like a elastic, or I don't know what to call them. They're like resistant bands. they're kind of like the best things to do. Like actually, like if you do this one where you get like a really light weight and you like lift it up slowly and bring it down and lift it up slowly, you kind of can stretch out your tendon as well. That kind of like helps. And yeah, I've been. But my dad, he said as well. I've had rotary cuff also, and yeah, dad used to do a bicycle tube, wasn't it? Like you, there wasn't like those resistant bands like years ago, and like in Ireland you get sweet F all years ago, man. There's no internet, no nothing, and I think like the last time my dad had a rotary cuff issue and he went to the doctor and it was like shoulder things. He got like the tube from a bicycle, you know, like in a bicycle, he gets like a tube and he does that action because like with the rotary cuff thing, you usually have to like pull up into the side and pull up to the side. I still don't have like full motion on my shoulder. I've been doing like various stretches and various kind of like resistant band things over the past while, so that I can get through this Christmas run as well. But like to be honest, like it happens. Like as you've seen there, Mary's had some, my dad's had some. Um, all guys who are new to stick making, they haven't got a clue of all the injuries that go with it. You would find like you're fine, like when you get into stick making, like for the first 5 years of stick making, you're kind of all right. You're using different things, and then like just through the repetitive action, through bad posture, through there's like so many as well. Hey John, how are things as well? It's going. I've been away for a few weeks. Yeah, I was in Thailand. I had to go to Thailand to collect my son and my daughter, who spent the summer in Thailand as well. Also, I was, there's this large, there's 3 or 4 business there that I'm kind of like setting up, different from the walking sticks as well. And it's well, it's more to do with my wife and setting up something for my son, because my son wants to go to university in Thailand, which is pretty good. Like if you talk about university costs around the world, like if you want to go to university in the UK, it's going to cost you like £35,000 to go to college. If you go most places in Europe, like it's like 10,000, 15,000 just for the accommodation, and then the tuition fees as well. If you're an EU student, you can get them like you're still looking at 20, 30, 40,000 without a loan and with different things. But like if you go to college, the best college in Thailand, like Chulalongkorn or Thammasat, it's $4,000 per year, and you can get a really nice apartment for for about $300 a month. You can get a fine condo in a city learning. Like Chulalongkorn is a really good university, like in Thailand as well. So yeah, I'm doing this as well. So Mary said, I had bone spurs that didn't help the situation. Years of physical job, yeah, it just kind of adds up as well. Years of physical jobs and outside activities take their toll. They do, Mary. They do. It's like it's one of those things. You just like you can't do a load of actions, and it's kind of what you do as well. Like it's once you do any kind of repetitive action, you're going to get things just go after a while. It's like you think you're flying, like you're flying, like you're fine in your 30s. You get your first few ones in your 30s. Like most the journey of guys with injuries is the first like back injury any man usually gets, who's not like a sports guy or something, is from holding children. When you hold your child the wrong way, you strain your back. It's the first one that you really get, and then like different injuries as well. But yeah, like I can, I'll probably do a video. I should do it on the various kind of injuries as well. Like usually the injury, you're all familiar with the black thorn, the poisoning. You have to be very careful with thorns, with septicemia, and get blood poisoning and different things like that. Frank says hi to John, and we haven't got a United team sorted yet as well. So my dad's Man United supporter, and I think just by the profile picture there of John as well, he's a Man United supporter. Yeah, me and my dad went over to Old Trafford before, and I don't know if we ever tell that story. Me and my dad, we went in a bit of a session. So actually, I can tell this. I can kind of tell this story. I can leave out some of the parts as well. So yeah, me and my dad and my brother too, didn't he? Michael went, and we went to Old Trafford for my dad's 60th, and John as well, and a few Man United talk, and then we went to see. Oh, what was the match? I remember United won like 2-1, and I think was it Scholes and Berbatov they did one. And did Berbatov get an overhead kick at the time? I think it was Scholes and Berbatov. They scored, and it was like 2-1. And it was like Man United against, oh, I can't even remember it because it was so long ago. Because my dad's pretty old now. We're all getting old. But yeah, we went there and we stayed at a hotel. And, my dad, like, he didn't really travel much outside of Ireland as well. And yeah, it was against Sunderland. That was it. My dad remembers Sunderland. Okay. And I'll go to your comment in a second, Steve. So yeah, it was against Sunderland. And yeah, we started drinking. And we're in this like hotel. And there was some Caribbean bartender guy. And he was like, we're in a hotel bar. They were just serving. And the crack was mighty. My dad is like a big talker. Like if my dad's anywhere and you're in a bar with him, he'll talk to everyone. He'll know everyone. While I'm a bit more kind of reserved and stuff. Despite what you might think from watching all my live streams, like I kind of like sometimes I just don't want the hassle of dealing with people, and most people here in County Kerry, they just talk about things that I'm not really interested in, just Kerry football or things like that, or local gossip, which I kind of I'm too busy to know about all these little things that are going on in the local community. I just kind of focus on my work and my family, and just trying to be a good person as best I can. But yeah, so like my dad he's very, very social, and very talkative, probably a bit more than me. And we started drinking the pints, and we drank a load of pints. And mom wasn't too happy. She didn't know about all the pints we were drinking. And we I think it was getting pretty late, and I don't know, it was like it was one of those things where my dad was drinking heavily and I was drinking heavy, and I'm not a big heavy drinker. And what was the beer count that day, Dad? Do you remember? Like for like we're in the double digits of drinking pints, and for me that was very unusual because I didn't really do that. My dad was scolding back, and we did like get really, 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 really drunk. And the next day was pretty okay. Oh wait, I'll go back to your comments as well. Steve said, I broke my tailbone once bull riding, and for 6 months, even wind breaking brought tears to my eyes. Well, the biggest thing there, Steve, when you have like rotary cuff or shoulder problems, is cleaning your butt. You got to clean your ass with toilet tissue, man. You got to reach around with your hand. It's like it's one of those things. That was always what I noticed. Like I like just cleaning my butt was like difficult. But yeah, it's like the journey of a man is you got to live with pain, physical and emotional. Sunderland says yeah, a bit of crack and grey atmosphere. Yeah, it was great crack. So yeah, 16 points was the total. I think Dad went more than me. Like I think I might have stopped at things, and like we're so wasted and stuff. And there's a my dad had a lot of drinks, and then the next day, like he wasn't feeling too well, and I wasn't feeling too well, and my dad just kept saying how he wasn't like feeling the best and stuff, and I was like, be quiet, you're just hungover, and we had to like get our plane and something like that. My dad was like, oh, I'm not feeling right, and we were due to like do a tour of Old Trafford and buy some shirts and different things. My dad was just like, I'm not feeling well, I gotta go to the toilet, I gotta go different things, and and all like this. And I was just kind of like, I was feeling ropey, but I didn't want to like show it as well, as I was like, didn't want my dad to know that I was equally as feeling groggy and rough. And he's feeling really bad. And then we're like in Old Trafford, and my dad's like, I have to sit down, and he's getting like really hot, and he's like, I've issues, I don't know, I'm feeling well. And yeah, one thing at the other end, yeah, my dad had to get some medical attention, I remember. And the Man United official doctor was the kind of only one on staff. I can't remember his name. My dad might have. And yeah, like my dad was rushed to hospital, and yeah, he had to there was some medical effects after drinking so much beer as well. And yeah, there were some issues as well. So Frank put the sword to the old boy, showing the young guns how it's done. He did, John. I'll admit it. My dad did drink way more than me, and I was trying to keep up with him. But the crowd, like the thing is, it's so weird with drinking. Like, if you're having great conversations, the crack was mighty. There was like all guys from all different parts of the world, and we didn't even notice them. We were just knocking the pints back, and they were just like, it was just that type of, all the stars aligned in terms of the perfect drinking atmosphere. You know, we had our stomachs lined from eating food. The crack was mighty. The beer was going down pretty well. We weren't like drinking fast. We were just like drinking things as well. So yeah, I had to go to the hospital in Salford and Scholes area. Yeah. Yeah, so like, yeah, my dad, he had some, you know, after, like, we're not big drinkers, so after drinking 16, 17 pints the night before, it had a an effect in him, and he had to undergo a bit of a medical procedure, which we won't get into. And yeah, it was a bit difficult trying to get him back as well. And you know, I was going to stay with him in hospital for the few days and stuff, but we managed. Like, but what I noticed, and my dad will say this too, is that when in the UK and in Manchester, like, you know, the medical service was fantastic. Like, we were rushed to hospital in like the ambulance type thing. He was like straight away seen. He was given his own private room, and everything as well. And you know, it was very different to the healthcare system in Ireland. You'd say, like, when you go to the hospital systems in Ireland are not as nice. And yeah, so I was very impressed with the NHS, I think it's called, in the UK. When we needed them, they were there, filled out the forms, they accepted all of our Irish kind of medical cards and different things like that. And yeah, it didn't cost a penny. It was all free. And you know, it was very professional. I was actually impressed, like, at the time. So that was our Man United story as well. That we went to Manchester. And Simon says, even lads, I mean, just tune in. I hope you haven't just visited Manchester without visiting me. No, I was telling the story from a number of years ago, Simon, for my dad's 60th. I don't know, was he 70 something now? But for my dad's 60th, we went to Manchester, and my dad drank 16, 17 pints. And the next day, he was rushed to hospital with some issues from drinking so much. He nearly passed out, and you know, the Man United doctor had to see him there, Simon. So that was kind of like the quick version of the story. It was just like John Elliott came in, and my dad was talking about Man United football, and just reminded me of that story when I brought my dad to Manchester. The Big Monster done really well. That's a nice once in a lifetime Blackthorn. Yes, I did sell for over €1,000 a Blackthorn just before I went on holiday. It was a very unique kind of special items, 5 kg in weight, 44 inches. A very rare type of stick. I don't have anything like that, and it took me about 10 years to season. And the collector who bought it is a good supporter of my craft. Has a number of my sticks in his collection. He buys sticks for the love of it and the love of Irish crafts, and you know, he's exactly the type of customer that anyone would like. He's very respectful, and I thank him so much for his support of my craft over the years. He's probably in touch with me for years as well. And yeah, so like that monster stick actually made its way to actually a UK stick collector. Like, usually, as a lot of the American guys usually get them as well. Hope you went to Mulligan's. Oh, we just stayed in the hotel bar, and yeah, like, I wouldn't be a big drinker, Simon, at all. Like, literally, like, you know, I'm like one of these guys, you know, you drink 2 or 3 pints and then I'm going to the toilet every 5 minutes. Like, that's it. Salford is a city, that dirty old town, about for Irish music fans as well. The Pogues, dirty old town. Shane MacGowan, legend. Uh, yeah, Shane MacGowan is an interesting guy himself. Uh, Shane MacGowan would be a better drinker than anyone. He would drink like bottles of vodka. That was his thing. He would always have. But actually, I knew one of the roadies that was for Shane MacGowan. He was actually a roadie for the Buzzcocks, if that's a band that you guys know of. And then after being the roadie for the Buzzcocks, he went on to be the roadie for the Pogues. And yeah, he was always telling us like stories about all the groupies that would go for Shane MacGowan. Like, Shane MacGowan is, just Google him, man. He's like, he's missing all his teeth. He can barely speak and everything, and he still would have like you know, these groupies waiting for him. And you know, this was before cancel culture, something like that. So it was all a bit different. Let's see. Ewan McCall wrote it though as well. Very good. Yeah, I didn't really know too much about the writing of it as well, but I just know the rendition from the Pogues is dirty old town. You know, that raspy kind of Shane MacGowan sound is kind of like, it's pretty unique. Let's see. Francis, good news. I'm finally selling sticks. They've been sold at a local tourism center that gets tons of tourists coming through. Going to get a workshop built this month for making sticks. Well, good luck with your new business there, John. Hope it all goes well. And it's been a pretty good year for tourism in Ireland. The tourist numbers have been very strong, and long may it continue as well. Yes, Shane is unwell at present. Yeah, I've seen a picture of him in his hospital bed as well. So that is all good. Then we have Shane. Shane, let's see, is a handsome man by County Mayo standards as well. Uh, maybe so as well. Are you insulting the people of Mayo and how they look as well? Could be worse. Like it's what the butt of the jokes of Ireland usually isn't it? Kerry men. The stereotype is always that the Kerry men are like kind of really really stupid. That's the stereotype of a Kerry man. The story of the Cavan man, as we all know, I've said before, is he's really mean, and tight with his money and different things like that. Leitrim is like they get no tourism. No one lives there. It's the most desolate, county in Ireland, and people kind of do that as well. Was he? Kat said that yes, yes, I am as well. Oh, very good. Let's see. Shane has a summer teeth. Summer there and summer missing as well. He does, man. He does. He's got the piano kind of, teats that are all over the place. But look, who that guy is like living proof, that you can put your body through something as well. And what's the other guy who's done that? Kind of Keith Richards and the Rolling Stones. How is he still going, man, with all the stuff that he's done? But let's see. Good on Simon Keegan as well. Yeah, that's we still have all of our teeth. My dad has a good set of teeth still. My dad has all his teeth, I think. I think he's all his teeth all his life. I don't think he's ever been to the dentist. I can't remember dad ever going to the dentist and stuff. My mom doesn't have any, but my dad, he has his full set of gnashers. I need to get a crown that here. I remember I broke my tooth eating some chicken. Got him falling apart, guys. I'm falling apart. I'm always like I do like fried chicken. It's one of my favorite things to eat as well. But I've actually broke so many teeth and chipped them on eating chicken over my lifetime as well. Uh, but yeah, like Shane McGowan is he's very liked in Ireland as well, and has done a number of collaborations like throughout as well. But Ireland is as known for the Blackthorn shillelaghs as it is for its entertainment and song and music as well. Like these are good exports that we have out of Ireland. We have a very strong culture within music and different things as well. Our family, the McCaffreys, would be very well known within the kind of community of the Flacciol, which is the Irish singing contest. Our cousins would be multiple champions there over the years. I can't sing a note. If you hear me singing, I'm plastered, probably plastered as well. But that's it. Like as I said, I haven't got drunk in years. Like when was the last time I was drunk? I don't know. I can't remember. Actually, I do remember. I got drunk in Thailand against my will. I had to actually I had to meet this admiral, and he wanted to drink, and he wanted to he was telling me loads of things because like my son is maybe we're looking at some military schools and the military base there, and like my son went to Thailand for the summer, and he did Thai boxing and he did horse riding. So he went there, he got beat up. I sent my son to go to Thailand to get beat up for the whole summer. What a dad, man, toughen up the kids. And yeah, he picked up a bit of boxing skills and stuff as well. And because he's not the biggest or the strongest guy, and I thought it'd be interesting to do. But it's like all McCaffrey's. Like once we focus on different things, we can get into it. So he did kickboxing for the whole summer. He's 14 years old, and yeah, he did horse riding as well, military horse riding, and yeah, he pretty much had a good time as well. So like I think he my son, he likes Thailand a lot, and I think that's where he kind of wants to go in the future. So like I have to kind of lay some groundwork there to support his activities. The family Keegan name is or Keenan. Or are you saying Keegan, Dad? Okay, the family Keenan name is plentiful around Cavan and Fermanagh as well. Yeah, like the main like surnames around there, of course, are like McGuire's, McCaffrey's, of course. Well, hey, the McCaffrey's come around the Cavan and Fermanagh area. So what, Dad, what's the stereotype of a Fermanagh man? So a Cavan, and my dad's there as well. So like, Dad, what is the stereotype of a Fermanagh man? You can answer that. Donegal, is usually, they're affectionate to sheep and stuff, I think, and stuff like that. Every county is like a bit of a stereotype as well. Let's see. Keenan. Okay, Keenan. Okay, that's fine. Looking forward to cutting season. Bet part for me is putting in the miles and clearing the heads. Yeah, best of luck with your cutting season, John. And like to all stick makers out there, I don't wish anyone has any injuries at all. I know I probably over talk about the injuries and stuff. It's just that, like, I used to be always looking forward to the cutting season and different things. And then, like, when you grow your business, like, I cut. I have three guys that cut for me as well, that I employ and that I pay to cut for me, because it is quite a hard job. So like, when you grow in, like, I started, a very small stick maker. I was making it in my house, then in my back garden, then converted my shed, then grew my business. Then I got pretty well known in 2012. Then 2015, I was like really, really growing, and my business just kind of like took off as well. And it overtook everything else I was doing, I think, by 2015. And then it was like, just took off from there. And like, when you're growing into like a limited company, like, the journey is, you have to expand, you have to like employ people to do things, like, there's so many different tasks. Like, cutting is quite time consuming, the logistics is type time consuming, the carving the heads is, the straining the sticks, the adding the fin and applying the finishes as well. And like, as you grow, like, you probably do, and it's very hard to employ people as well, especially in Ireland with, all the different things. But yeah, you do have to kind of grow. And it's good that you're still looking forward to it as well. As you can tell by my live streams, I always kind of just have that kind of dread. It's like every year, man, I'm like, last year I got this really bad torn, and I got the temperature, and I was pretty worried, and I had to get antibiotics like pretty fast as well. So for man, stereotypes of workaholic. Yeah, right. I don't know. I think of Fermanagh and Cavan, man, have some similarities as well. Fermanagh men are pretty, like, what I noticed about Fermanagh men is like, they're very stoic, and they want to. It's like you can't get any information out of them. Like, it's like, if you're trying to ask, it's like you try to ask someone for Fermanagh a question, and like, they just won't tell you a direct answer, and it's just like they go around and around. Or like the weird thing in Fermanagh, where it's like they talk in surnames, like, do you know McGuire? No, the Keegans of the this and the das and the this. Oh, it's like they have a unique kind of code of talking in Fermanagh. But yeah, like, it's I always found Northern Irish people. This is my own thing. I always found Northerners, like my dad. They're very kind of like, my dad's an exception to it, but like, they're very kind of serious. They're very kind of like, stoic, and it takes a lot to get them talking as well. But yeah, are you really sure Fermanagh man is the stereotype? Hey, let me ask Google, see what the stereotype. So the stereo. Let's see what the internet says. The stereotype of a Fermanagh person. Okay, what's it? Okay, so according to Google, the stereotypical review of different nationalities. I can go through a few of these. Fermanagh, they're generally nice, mannerly people who other counties have no problem with, mainly due to the fact they're not seen as a threat, or they will be anytime soon. Okay, this is done from like a football stand. It's actually on the Hogan Stand forum here. Let me see what the other ones are as well. So like, it's done from a footballing section as well. So like, some guy here wrote on the stereotypes of different counties and different things. So like, I'll read out a few of them there. So that was the Fermanagh one. So Antrim. Okay, Antrim, the stereotype is, this is what this guy wrote, and you can see if you kind of agree with it or not. It's an Antrim. Tattooed hard man from the city. They think they're great at playing pool, but aren't. Failing to realize that the person they're not very good is that it's difficult to queue up a shot on top of a heat of sovereign rings. Sorry, the grammar is kind of off in the guy that wrote this. Folks from the Glens generally nice and laid back. So I don't know a lot about Antrim. I don't know, is that true? The stereotype of the Armagh guys is farming folk in the south who are also experts in cross-border trading. That's a good stereotype of Armagh. Who are experts in cross-border trading. That's true. Tight, close communities where the main pastimes are winning multiple county championships, decapitating full forwards, sculling buckfast, and staring the bejesus out of they say British soldiers on this kind of thing as well as a stereotype. We get to Cavan. Here's the Cavan stereotype. Miserly, stingy folk are just so many adjectives to describe the people of this county, and more colloquially known as tight, tight whores. Which, like, yeah, look, it's let's see. Anyway, look, I rather than go into the explanatives of this, yeah, Cavan people are seen very miserly and stingy, and yeah, they're not really giving as well. Let's see what the stereotype of Derry is. We'll just go through a few of these anyway and see if you guys kind of agree on some of these stereotypes. Derry says, again, this is just written by me. I'm just reading from a forum here on the hoganstands.com when I was looking for stereotypes of various counties. As a Derry, they want to punch everyone they meet in the face. Incredible chips on their shoulders, but quickly back down if stood up to or put any real threat. Okay, so I don't know, is that true about Derry folk? Donegal, they're, let's see, fishermen and farmers who love nothing more than getting their heads off with the old booze. Likely to find in many parts of the world propping up a beer. So I don't know, like, I'll get to Tyrone. I will. Let's see. The Jonesboro border market is the best of the border areas as well. My dad would be an expert on going across back and forth at the border back in the day. I remember driving through some fields. But anyway, the statute of limitations might be in effect there still. How about Tyrone, Tim? Yeah, let's see what the stereotype here down is Tyrone. There's Fermanagh. We have Monaghan, Down, and Tyrone. Let me get to Tyrone at the bottom. A county-wide state of amnesia for anything before 2003. And these people have overcome tragedy and power to them. They enjoy a good sup like the Donegal lads, but are nowhere near as likely to hold their drink or behave. The women, the women in this county make up for this fault, however. So, do you agree with that, Tim? They said the women are better drinkers in Tyrone than the men. And the men do like to have a bit of drink on them as well. And they can't remember anything before 2003 when they weren't that good with the football. So I don't know if that is let's see what other kind of any more stereotypes as well. It might be too long to kind of go as well. What does it say for Drogheda? Let's see if I can. What about Offaly? They did this one with the, let's see, where's Offaly? Sorry, Offaly is, let's see now. Let's see if I can find Offaly here. They're just doing a few of the counties as well. Let me see. I'll see if I can find another one. So stereotype of Offaly. O-F-F-A-L. O-F-F-A-L-Y. An Offaly person. Embarrassed. What's that? What? The stereotype of an Offaly person's embarrassed? That doesn't make sense. Let's see. Irish county stereotypes. Let's see. Offaly was considered the county with the most approachable women by one Irish comedian. Okay, so I don't know. Is that true as well about Offaly with their easily women as well? But let's see if I can find. That's to me. There's not too much. These are all just from forums. These are just Irish lads like, just having the crack as well. I'm just trying to see a few things. Let's see. There's not too much about Offaly. Like Offaly's not really a notable county. Does not like too much as well. It doesn't get much tourism. Let's see. The Drogheda's in County Louth. Let's see if I can find County Louth. Let's see. What's the stereotype of a Louth person? Well, RD. Dundalk. Dundalk is, let's see now. It keeps trying to find someone from County Louth. I think like you'd be more specific, like you pick out like Dundalk or something like that. Dundalk's a rough town. So let's see the stereotype of a Dundalk person. So someone described them as a combination of between was it Archie Bunker and the West Virginia hillbilly. The community is knocked as dirty, industrial, smelly. What? So survey reveals Dundalk reputation as rough with water views as well. Yeah, Dundalk is a bit of a rough county, and Drogheda is like, yeah, it's like it doesn't probably have the best kind of reputation as well. Pretty little girl from Oma as well. I plan to find out about the women in Tyrone drinking wise. That is, well, you'll put it to the challenge, but like they might be able to outdrink you there, Tim. I don't know. It's like this is what the internet says. I'm seeing if we can find. Okay, here's the one. 15 common. This is just 15 common stereotypes about Irish people. It's on the Irish Travel Guide site. Let's have a look at a few of these ones as well and see if there's any bit of fun to be had here. 15 common stereotypes about Irish person. You get my reaction to him as well. Let's click to that. Irish are all redheads. You don't see many redheads in Ireland. Actually, the McCaffreys, as my dad know, we have red beards. If I let my beard grow, it would have red. My granddad had red hair. My dad Frank, when he grows a beard, it was like you see the pictures of him in the 80s and the 70s. Do you have a beard? He had a beard for a while in the 80s, I remember. I think that was it. And you'd always have like a red beard. Now, when I was a young man, I used to have like more of a red kind of glare there. But always when my beard grows really long, it goes red color as well. So it says, well, Ireland's largest per capita ratio of persons with red hair, only 10% of the population has this color. So yeah, not everyone. Most Irish people have black hair from my seeds. Number 2 stereotype of Irish people: they have a thing for potatoes. That's kind of true. Not gonna lie. The Irish definitely love their potatoes. My dad eats a lot of potatoes. I try not to eat them too much, but yeah, that's pretty true. Number 3 stereotype is Irish cuisine is a letdown. Not known for his food. Bacon and cabbage. Like, if you want to know the most Irish dish that I can think of, is bacon and cabbage. Like, this corned beef and stuff is an American kind of thing. But bacon and cabbage is probably the most Irish, and they say an Irish stew or something like that. But I know I say bacon and cabbage is probably the most common one as well. Boiled bacon with cabbage and potatoes and maybe carrots and poured with gravy as well. See, my beard was red. Now it is white as well. But yeah, like, so that would be a Donegal trait. So Red Hugh O'Donnell was a very famous warrior from north of Ireland. Most of the northern heroes would have red hair as well, as reported in the annals. The Irish love their tea. That is a fact. That is a fact as well. And a spice bag. Yeah, you get your snack box. You get your snack box is an Irish thing as well. Your spice burger, your battered sausage or something like that. Takeaway food when you're drunk. The Irish love their tea. Yeah, I drink way too much tea. I drink several cups a day. Number 5, they're all drunkards. I thought the Irish drank a lot until I traveled, and the one nationality that I saw that drank the most when I traveled was Koreans. I've never in my life seen as many people as well, and Owen Rue O'Neill as well. Yes, very good, Tim. That's correct. But yeah, the Korean, of all the countries I've been throughout the world, and I've been lucky to been probably been to about 40, I think it was 47 or 48 countries. I have to check it again. I've been to a lot of places, but the Koreans were the biggest drinkers, followed by the Cambodians that I saw as a collective nation of people that drunk. And let's see, they use the word we a lot. Okay. People from Northern Ireland use we all the time. Come here, you wee lad. Wee man is what they call little kids all the time. Wee man, come here. But we is only used up in the north. Just not used down the south much. Everyone in Ireland is called Mary as a stereotype. I think that's kind of true, man. It's like every woman of a certain age would be called Mary or Bridget. Mary or Bridget or something like that. Most guys, Patrick, Sean, Patrick. That's kind of like one of the most common names in Ireland as well. The Irish are obsessed with their country. I don't know, is that like a stereotype nowadays? Like the Irish are obsessed with their county or with their country. I think like there's a certain level of national pride, and they take great pride in sporting achievements from our tiny nation as well. And wherever one of our sporting heroes has some success, as a whole nation, we get behind them and support them. So I think that's quite good. But I think Ireland knows its place in the world. Like, we're not a world superpower. We're not like a warring or anything nation as well. And yeah, so like I think we there is a level of national pride within Ireland as well. And we won't get started on the debate, but yeah, they're obsessed with the weather. True, man. I talk about the weather. I even said how hot it was, how cold it is, how it's raining. Can't stop talking about the weather. It's like our breath. You have to talk about the weather in every conversation. Number 10, controversial stereotype. They said they hate the British. No, not really. Like, it's like, you know, historically, government policy against Ireland and governments, like, but most Irish people get on well with British, same culture. Like, like an Irish guy in a Geordie will sit down and will drink. People from Manchester and Ireland, people from Liverpool especially, and Irish people get on pretty well. Irish get on most people as well. Maybe not like the London lads. That's about it. Like, I think like Irish people get on well with probably Northerners in England. I like, it could be wrong. This is just my take. Than Southerners. Like, Irish guys get on with guys around Leeds. As I said, the Geordies, Manchester, Liverpool, of course, like, Scotland and all like that. Welsh guys get on well with Irish as well. I know, like, sometimes the attitude from guys from London, they're a bit kind of flash, the gear on and all like that. So, like, I don't think collectively, like, most people from Ireland get on like with kind of like, the city folk, but more, different things as well. But like, I wouldn't say like Irish people hate the British, but like behind like if an English person was there and it's to do with sporting events and stuff, yeah, like you'll hear a lot of the hate comments and stuff as well, and national stuff comes out. But yeah, it's one of those things as well. Like, but there's not really too much hate in Ireland. Ireland, we're forgiving, fun-loving people as well. The Irish love fighting. Yes, true. It's a stereotype. It's true. Irish people do fight all the time. Let's see. Ireland needs more Olympic athletes. Yeah, that's true as well. But we get a few. We get a few, like Michael Carruth, the boxer, over the years, and Sonia Sullivan. When she's not having diarrhea when she's running. Yeah, agree, Simon. Liverpool is a huge, like, outside of Ireland, isn't Liverpool the biggest, like, diaspora of Irish descendants and Irish people as well? Like, when you meet people from Liverpool and people from Ireland, like, the accent's different and stuff, but there's just so much in common. Like, given if you understand logistically where Liverpool is and the ferry going back and forth, from Ireland, and so many Dublin people would go over there as well. Like, Liverpool has a big, strong connection to Ireland. There's a huge support for Liverpool Football Club within Ireland as well. And yeah, there's certain pockets within, like, England that have huge kind of connections to Ireland as well. And yeah, that definitely is a fact. I suppose a lot of people don't know that. Like, Simon has mentioned it loads of times. If you're interested in, like, finding out more, go to Simon's Facebook, Keegan Bata, and he updates that regularly as well. He has that. Liverpool Lou was a great song. Where's Lenny when we're talking about Liverpool? There's a guy, Lenny, who is joining these live streams sometimes as well, and he would be a resident from Liverpool. Good customer of mine. He has two really good sticks that he got as well. Good 38 or 39 inch. He's a big lad. Yeah, but if Lenny's around, just hello. We're talking about Liverpool. Usually would come out as well. Let's see now. The Irish stereotype. They are deeply religious. I'd say in the past that might have been true, but like nowadays, I don't think Irish people are really religious, like, too much as well. Like, the religious thing is like, it kind of, with all the scandals in the church and all of that, it kind of like really kind of like took away, a big amount of people from the church and different things as well. And I wouldn't. And then they used to have play a big role in Irish politics as well. But I think the role of religion and Irish life is kind of like gone down, and it's debatable, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, should a society have, a strong religious moral background to and does that help, with family and with different things as well? But religion is one of those big debates anyway. 13, the stereotype of Irish person is, let's see, they don't respond well to compliments. I don't know. I love my compliments. Tell me how wonderful I am. I love it, man. I love it. I respond to compliments a lot, and to different things. Um, let's see. They're a friendly bunch of people. Ugh, here's a stereotype that mightn't be true. Like, the Irish are friendly. Like, not like, Irish people can be pretty violent, man. Like, they're kind of friendly and fun loving, but like, when you're around Irish people, like, they can turn in a second, and like tempers can flare as well. So I wouldn't say like like, we're friendly enough, like, to if you want an Irish person to be friendly with you, just don't say something that's kind of, a stereotype or something like that, or don't say something like, the one thing that you're going to pet peeve an Irish person. You come to Ireland, and he goes, "Do you know John Murphy?" And you'd be like, "What? Do you know John Murphy?" Where you were like, "John Murphy from where?" There's like 5 million people in Ireland. "Oh, you don't know John Murphy, but like, he's Irish, and I met him 10 years ago. Do you not know him?" Like, I'm not joking, but you do hear conversations like that. I do. My dad's asking about my new T-shirts. Yeah, you see, I've been holding off because, like, in August, like, people don't buy T-shirts. Like, and I'll be doing the T-shirts pretty soon. I think I have 17 designs of T-shirts, and I put up my Facebook page there yesterday. One of the designs, and I have my favorite design is my stick maker one. I have this one stick maker. It's my favorite one. It's a very funny one, but when you see it, guys, you love it. And I want to do a promotion around it. Like, if one of you guys will buy this T-shirt that I designed called Stick Maker, and you send me a picture of you making or holding, like, sorry, of with the Stick Maker T-shirt, I will do some promotion on that as well. Uh, Mark Mass says, I dig what you do, and just yesterday told my daughter one of your walking sticks is what I want for my birthday. Okay, Mark, I appreciate that, and thank you so much for supporting Irish crafts. You are buying directly from Ireland and supporting this industry. I have a full-time job and profession from this as well. I'm trying to, like, show people on this channel that you can make a living out of the blackthorn and the stick making business as well, and making walking sticks. It's an old profession that a lot of people have turned their back on, and they are looking for more modern ways. People are always looking for different professions to get into, and what's new and what's innovated. But there are a number of old professions that you can make a living on. You just have to kind of mix them with, if you know a little bit about the internet as well. And the internet is a great tool for communicating with people. Look at me. I'm sitting here in Ireland, in my lonely shop, all alone, and I'm putting this message out to a lot of people around the world. So I do appreciate that, Mark, as well, and it means so much to me when people buy my sticks, and they go all over the world. It's a one of a kind item that grew out of Irish soil. When you buy a McCaffreyCrafts walking stick, Mark, you're literally owning a piece of Ireland. Like, it grew out of the dirt, the earth of Ireland. It was, the nutrients that went into that stick to make it grow were from Ireland. Think about how many Irish winters have battered, how many storms have battered that piece of wood and blackthorn over the years. Like, we get the most wildest storms right in from the Atlantic Ocean and the southwest of Ireland. It comes in as well. So it is such when you think about the stick, the journey it's made, the amount of time it takes me, a few years to season the wood once it's cut as well. Everything about this is just cool and badass. Like, if you want a cool walking stick, you get an Irish walking stick. If you want something even cooler, you get a McCaffreyCrafts walking stick. You want to be even cooler, man. You wait. You like, I've got these T-shirts. Like, okay, there. I have a bit of a weird sense of humor. Some are a bit tongue in cheek as well, and I definitely going to put them out. I've been building it up for a while, but like, I've been in Thailand collecting my two kids for the past 2 weeks as well as recruiting, just and helping, to set a few things up there that would be good for my son in the future. which I think he will be going there in the next 2 or 3 years or something like that, full time. And yeah, and just to have a little kind of little life set up there, for myself, that I can go to and from every now and again. Because yeah, and Mary is looking forward to the t-shirts. Well, the one that you like, Mary, is the one. It's called Stick Maker. It's my stick maker collection, and it's a good one. I'll do a big promotion and stuff. Like, now I'm back for 2 weeks. I literally came back yesterday afternoon. I had 6 or 7 orders to do, and today, even during this live stream, 4 orders have just come in. I've saw it on the notifications. So I need to get new sticks up on my site, because for 2 weeks now, a lot of the sticks have been selling pretty well, and a lot of the smaller shillelaghs have been selling. So I need to start working on a number of them. So for an update for you guys that are looking for what I'm working on next, I have about 30 walking sticks that are nearly done. I was putting on the final. I hadn't kind of like half done before I left, and I was just putting on the final finish today on them. And hopefully I'll have them all online tomorrow. I'm going to come in tomorrow morning into my shop, and when the kids are maybe a bit asleep, the weather's nice, and I'll come in and I'll upload those 30 sticks. And then I have over here where you see Mary Miles' name just behind, I have a number of hiking sticks that are, where did it go? There's my hiking sticks here. You can see I have a load of hiking sticks that I finished. So there's probably about 30 hiking sticks there as well. So yeah, so like next new walking sticks will be online tomorrow. Actually, I gotta go to Clarny tomorrow too. So I don't do tomorrow, yeah, because my the kids, they need different things for school. They need different shoes. They need different. It's never ending. Just started back to school this week, so I might have to go to Clarny for a few hours tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get the new sticks up tomorrow. If not, it'll be Sunday morning as well. And as always, look, I want to thank you guys for joining in the live stream. And as always, thank you for supporting Irish crafts and everything. I do that. I always do, Mary. I always do tell him, and then he always gets angry at me. Said he wanted to join the live stream, but like, it's all right from time to time, but it's different things as well. I'm just about to leave, so I'll take this last question from JR. Hey Francis, have you ever done a video on how to maintain the sticks that we purchased from you, or do they not really need any type of maintenance? Well, it's not really a car or a machinery to maintain, or something like that. It's a piece of wood. It's a piece of Irish heritage. It's a walking sticks. As you use a walking stick, it's going to get little scuffs. This is normal as well. It adds a bit of character and charm to have that as well. It's like buying a new pair of shoes and asking how you maintain the shoes. You're going to use it. There's going to, when you wear a pair of shoes, they're going to get creased, they're going to get little scuffs and different things like that. I usually use a little gloss light finish at the very end. So sometimes, if you want, like sometimes the handles, after a few years of like wear and tear on the handles, you might need to touch it up with a little bit of a gloss varnish or water-based one. Just put something light on that. That usually doesn't react with what I use, and it also is pretty good for touch and for skin as well. Like, you don't want anything too thick or gloopy on the handle. Sometimes you would use like maybe a different finish on the shaft than you would to the handle, because it's coming into contact with different things as well. And Ian Austin, thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you, friend. It's easy. Take it easy and mind that shoulder. I know, man. I'm trying to. It's like my big concern now is like I definitely have one of those injuries in the shoulder again, and I'm still okay. You see, the only movement I can't do is like I can't go up and stuff. So obviously some little rotary cuff tear or some little thing like that, they never repair themselves. Like, you can do a bunch of exercise and physiotherapy, and six months they kind of like settle down and stuff like that. But like, I'm fine for the cutting motion and different things. So once I don't kind of reach around with my hand at the back, that's the movement. And to be honest, like in stick making, what you don't really reach around backwards like too often as well. And the lifting of this hand up high is probably one I have to be aware of when I'm cutting the sticks as well. And I'll just be a bit more careful. But I'll use my other hand. I can use my other hand like with little mini saws. Those little handy mini saws are pretty good for cutting. But anyway, guys, I gotta go and do. I've got to feed the kids and do all of that stuff. And my week is just beginning. I'm just back from vacation and holidays. New sticks will come in tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to have a busy month. I really want to go all out this season. I have some really nice sticks in the work. Probably by the end of September, I'll have some really, top notch sticks. Actually, the sticks, I have a few really nice ones that will be coming out in the next few days as well. And yeah, onwards and upwards. The life of a stick maker never ends. So anyway, guys, take care. Thank you very much for supporting me and joining the live stream. And as always, like my content and spread the word about Irish crafts and McCaffrey crafts. Goodbye, guys. See ya.